Hi, I'm Antonita from Always Wellness, and today we'll be talking about GLP-1s versus healthy living. We're going to understand the principles. This is our very first presentation under healthy living, and this is going to be a series where we talk about the GLP-1s and the healthy living, what happens afterwards, and what happens if you don't want to take the GLP-1s. But before I start rambling, let's just go to the presentation. GLP-1 medications and healthy living, how they differentiate. Now, before we just dive in talking about the GLP-1s and your weight loss strategies, remember they involve real medical decisions. So it's important for you to talk with a qualified healthcare professional about your situation, especially if you're considering starting or stopping a medication. So talk to your doctor, your providers, and make sure it's okay for you to get on the medication or stop taking the medication. GLP-1 medications like semaglutide or tirzepatide mimic the natural hormone that helps regulate appetite, blood sugar, and digestion. Healthy living approaches like nutrition, movement, sleep and stress management, they work through broader lifestyle pathways. You can see on this photograph how the GLP-1 medications work. Um, One of the things that they do is slow down stomach emptying, which makes you feel fuller longer, and we all like that. They reduce your appetite and cravings by acting on your brain center that regulates hunger. They often lead to significant weight loss and they improve your insulin response and help stabilize blood sugar. And that's why it's so good for diabetics. They have, you see here, the therapeutic effects and the impacts. You get weight loss, cardio protection, protects your heart, and metabolic health. How your healthy living strategies work. Well, we know diet affects every aspect of our health. You heard the saying, you are what you eat. Nutrition changes influence metabolism, hunger hormones, and energy balance. Physical activity improves insulin sensitivity, muscle mass, and long term metabolic health. Sleep and stress management regulate cortisol and appetite signals. These habits build a foundation that support long-term weight stability. So if you implement nutrition changes, change the way you eat, add a little physical activity. Weight training is going to build muscle mass. You know, muscles burn more calories than fat. So it helps you maintain your weight. Okay, so we talked about what happens when you take the GLP-1s. Now, what happens when you stop taking the medication? You hear a lot on TV about what happens when you take the medication, all the benefits, but you know you're not going to be taking that medication till you're 99. They're going to eventually take you off of it, and you need to have a backup plan. Some of the biological changes that happen in your body is your appetite typically increases because the medication is no longer suppressing your hunger signals. Your stomach emptying speeds up, which can make you feel hungrier sooner. So you're going to start eating more. Your cravings return because the brain is no longer receiving the same GLP-1 signaling, and your blood sugar regulation may become more difficult for people with insulin resistance or diabetes because it's used to their medication controlling it. You also have some physiological changes, weight regain patterns. Many people regain some of or most of the weight that they lost unless they built strong lifestyle habits during treatment. The body tends to defend its highest weight, so hunger hormones can surge after stopping. So just say you were 300 pounds and you lost 50, 60 pounds. Well, your body is not going to look at the weight that you're at now, you're not taking the GLP-1s, it's gonna focus on your highest weight, and it's gonna have your hunger follow that weight. So that's why your hunger hormone surge after you stopping because it's going to your highest weight and it wants you to maintain that weight. Remember, for this reason, regaining your weight is not a failure. It's a predictable biological response. And we're going to talk about ways to counter that response. So, why healthy living matters more after stopping? We just talked about some of the reasons. Nutrition and movement help stabilize your appetite and metabolism when the medication is no longer doing its work. So once you get off the medication, if you've already started healthy eating and you already started physical activity, that's going to help you maintain that weight loss that you wanted so much. Strength training helps preserve muscle, which support long-term weight maintenance. Now, with the GLP-1s, weight loss comes fast, and a lot of times you will lose that muscle mass, and you don't want to lose muscle weight. You want to lose the fat weight, right? So, strength training will help preserve your muscle and help build muscle, and that'll help support your long-term weight maintenance. And consistent routines make the transition off medication smoother and more sustainable. So if we already have this healthy living plan in progress, your transition off your medication will be smoother and more sustainable. So put your thoughts and takeaways in the comments. Um, Remember, the best diet is the one that you can maintain. A properly executed diet and exercise program is essential for sustaining your weight loss following successful medication treatment. Okay, so once you get off the medication, we can't stress how much that you need. Um, uh, I hate the word diet. So healthy living plan. We need a proper healthy living plan, which includes healthy eating and exercise, right, to sustain your weight loss. We know you don't want to gain all the weight back. Okay. I know you don't want to gain all the weight back after you lost and hopefully threw away the larger clothes and got you a new outfit. So I want to thank you for your attention. Please like and subscribe. I hope to see you next time where we'll discuss GLP-1s versus healthy living. Complementary, not competing.